Here's the before. And here's the after. That's a heck of a lot better. 7 secrets for better bass tone. This first one is thanks to a friend of the channel, and it is your right hand position. You can get a lot of variation in your bass tone simply by moving your right hand position. The majority of the time, I'm going to play in the middle and then move to the bridge if I want more punch, or move to the neck if I want a little more warmth. That neck position is about as close as you're going to get to an upright sound on an electric bass. Number 2, right hand technique. And I'm going to highlight 5 of my favorites. So the first and most obvious is the pluck, right? Second is a pick. Third is a slap. Fourth is a strum. And fifth is a mute. You can also do the same technique with a pick as well. I was really surprised in one of my other videos on bass how many of you feel very strongly about not using a pick on bass. How could a tiny piece of plastic make everyone so angry? Or are you made of nylon? What did you do? Number 3, pickup selection. If I'm playing a jazz bass, the majority of the time I'm going to play with both pickups wide open. But depending on the song, I might want to turn down the bridge pickup and only run the neck pickup. On a jazz bass, it's like a pseudo P bass sound. And if you're going for maximum funkiness, I would roll off the neck pickup and just roll with the bridge pickup. Number 4, using the tone knob. This one might not be a tone secret, but I do believe it is an underutilized piece of your instrument. I feel like tone knob is not a great name for this knob. If anything, it should be called like the bright knob or treble knob. If you roll it all the way up, you're getting the brightest sound your instrument can offer. If you roll it all the way back, the darkest. I usually keep it all the way up, and then if I'm hearing a little more string noise than I want for a particular song, I'll roll it back a touch, usually to 75 or maybe even 50%. But very rarely do I roll it all the way off. Using bass preamps. Now, for all of the examples that you've heard so far in this video, I've been running through my Tech 21 Sans amp. I much prefer the fullness and clarity that you can get from a bass preamp as opposed to just running direct, especially with a passive instrument. Here's an example of with the preamp and without the preamp. Now, if we're going to talk bass tone, there is one product that I think every bassist should have on hand, and that is Fast Fret. This is a string cleaner and lubricant. If you've ever set your bass down for a week or two and then come back to it and the strings just don't feel great, this does an amazing job to bring those strings back to life and make them feel like they're almost brand new. I've been using this stuff for years. If you do want to pick some up for yourself, do me a favor and use the Amazon affiliates link down below. If you do that, I make a small commission, and that's a great way to support the channel. Which brings us to number 6, saturation or overdrive. If you want to go for heavy distortion for a rock sound, that's all well and good, but that's not what I'm talking about here. Adding just a touch of overdrive to your clean signal can help to highlight fills, and it helps you sit forward in the mix a little bit. Number 7, boil your strings. This bass could use some love. These strings are feeling super dead, the sustain is gone, the clarity in the low strings are totally gone, it's got no snap, no zing, it just feels awful to play. So we're gonna do something about that. Believe it or not, you can take these strings off, throw them in a pot of boiling water for about 15 minutes. After that 15 minutes, you're gonna carefully pull them out with either tongs or a fork or something. I like to individually wipe each string down really good. That helps to get rid of the last bit of gunk that's left on the strings. Restring the instrument, bring it back up to tune, and here's what it sounds like. Am I right or am I right? That makes a huge difference. Now, I touched on bass pedals just a little bit in this video. If you want to go for a deeper dive, check out this video. I talk about all the bass pedals I like. Go ahead and click it. You did click it, right?